I made a folding sawbuck. To make this sawbuck, all you need is 5 8-foot-long 2x4s cut in half so that you'll have 10 pieces at 4 feet long. In order to make sure that all these pieces were the same length, I set up a stop block at my miter saw. That way I only had to mark one piece and it would ensure that all the pieces were the same length. Now 6 of those pieces are going to be the legs, and they're going to have a 30-degree angle cut at the bottom. I made sure the stop block was still in the same location, and I cut the angle on 6 of those pieces. Now I wasn't sure how high to connect those pieces, so I clamped up 2 of the legs and did a test with my chainsaw just to see if it would be a comfortable fit. And once I got the right fit, I marked that on all the boards. For me, that was 19 inches from the top of the legs. It might be a different height for you, just clamp it up and measure for yourself. So I marked the center of the board, and then I used a spade bit to drill out the holes. Instead of marking all the holes on all the boards, I used a brad point bit and I put it in the first hole that I made, and then lined up the board so that it was even, tapped it with a mallet, and it made a mark on the board for where to drill the rest of the holes. These holes are going to be drilled on all of the legs, so 6 of those angled pieces. Then I sanded everything just to get rid of any splinters, and moving on to assembly. All you need is a bolt, a couple washers, and a wing nut. So when you're assembling the 2 legs, you want to make sure that the angles on the bottom are opposite of each other, not facing the same way, because then when you open them, it would not work. So I just put the boards together and put the bolt through. I used a 4.5-inch bolt, which I think was a bit too long. It's just what I had on hand. And I also kind of wish that I used a carriage bolt. That way I can fully tighten the wing nut without the bolt moving. I repeated the same process on the other 2 legs, and now it was time to work on the supports. So this is kind of an optional part, but since the legs are at a 30-degree angle, when you put the support on, there's a little gap at the top, and that just bothered me a little bit. So I'm going to rip that 2x4 at the same angle as the leg. So I set my angle gauge, angle finder to that measurement, and then I set my table saw to the same angle, and then I ripped the 2x4. Again, this step is not necessary, it just made me happy that all the pieces were flush with each other. So after ripping both of the boards that are going to be the supports, I took the board and I lined it up against the X leg, and I used a square to mark off where that board was going to sit, flipped the legs over to the side, brought that measurement over, and then I measured from the bottom point, I think it was 25.5 inches, so then I just took that measurement and brought it to the rest of the legs. Now, here's a little lesson in woodworking. Always pre-drill your holes. I ended up having to just rip and sand and cut a new board. Then this time I pre-drilled and I made sure to use a square when I was drilling the second hole so that these legs would be nice and square and even. Then I just repeated the same process for the legs that were on the other end, and for the middle legs, I just brought them up to the mark, laid down a tape across the support piece, and brought those 2x4 so that they were meeting at the middle part of the support piece, which was at 2 feet since the board was 4 feet long. Then I pre-drilled and screwed it all down. Now that support piece is attached to all the legs, and attaching the support piece on the other side is way easier. There's no measuring. You just need to clamp it up, pre-drill, and attach it all with screws. Just something to note, when attaching the first support piece, in order for it to fold correctly, you need to attach it onto the legs that have the long point facing up. So I figured that that top support piece was going to be cut into with the chainsaw quite a bit, so I decided to add a second support piece just to beef it up and make it a little bit stronger. I did the same thing, clamped it, pre-drilled, and locked it down with screws. And that's it, it's done. Of course I had to check to see how strong it was, and it held me perfectly fine. So I folded it up and I brought it outside. I'm going to be trying out this new Milwaukee battery-powered chainsaw. So all I needed to do is add some bar and chain oil and I was ready to cut. The Sawbuck safely holds the logs, and it also keeps it up off the ground, which is better for my back, and I'm not getting any younger, so this is great for cutting these. Let's see how this saw cuts in real time. That was so much fun. I just wanted to cut up this entire log. I'm really excited that I have this now so that I have the capabilities of cutting up all this wood that I collect on my drives after storms. This is some spalted maple that I have found. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet. If you have some ideas, let me know in the comments. And since spring has officially sprung, I want to get some gardening work done, but some of my tools were left outside over the winter and were really dirty and rusty. Before working on removing the rust, I cleaned them with WD-40 Specialist Industrial Strength Cleaner and Degreaser. After a quick spray, the grime came right off, and these tools were in really bad shape. They were probably sitting out for more than just one winter, probably two. So you just have to rinse off the spray with some water and wipe it dry. The process to get the rust off could not be easier. Just place your tools in some sort of bucket and use the WD-40 Specialist Rust Remover Soak. Just pour it into the bucket, let it sit for at least a half hour, up to 24 hours if it's really bad. And you could see the difference between the top and the bottom there, how all the rust just came right off. Just rinse it off with some water, dry it off, and then use the WD-40 Trigger Pro to prevent it from any further rust. Now the tools will function better, and hopefully I'll remember to put them away next summer. So I'm pretty pleased with this project and the chainsaw as well. I think this is going to come in really handy when I have to break down some logs, the ones that I find. Still not really sure what I'm going to use them yet for. I think the height that I did it at is perfect for me. It's comfortable for me, and I could do the max opening at the top here is about 14.5 inches. So I don't think that I have logs that are bigger than that. Even if they are bigger than that, I don't even think I would be able to pick them up to put them onto here. But if you do have logs that are bigger than that, and if you have the capabilities of lifting larger logs, then you can just make the angle on the legs like 45 degrees, and that way it will splay a little bit further, and that way you could get a bigger cut capacity on the top. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this, and thank you again so much to WD-40 for sponsoring this video. I will see you on the next project.